is Nerm. I'm here in London at Nitin Sawhney's studio. Here's the man himself. Nitin, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Okay, so, do you want to explain what it is you do?
What is it I do? I make albums. I've made 6 albums now. I travel all around the world. I collect sounds from all over the place. I work with. I write scores for orchestras. I write scores for television, for films. Just loads of different things. You know, I've always been a musician, but then in the middle of all that, I've done everything from stand-up comedy to kind of like, you know, writing news reports for the Observer the other day, or appearing on TV chat shows reviewing other people's work or whatever. You know, all those things are things that I'll sometimes do. DJing I really enjoy doing. Since I was 5 years old, I've been playing the classical piano, and then I played flamenco guitar, I played tabla. And then over time I just got more and more into doing my own stuff. But I tend to work with a lot of different artists. I mean, with Prophecy I worked, you know, that year I went to 70 different countries around the world. I worked with Aboriginal Australians, Native Americans, you know, people from Brazil. I went all over the place. I try and make albums that have almost like a filmic narrative to them, or they have a sense of journey to them, and that's the basis on which I kind of tend to work. Funny how many different categories people try to stick me in.
Yeah.
But I kind of, you know, whether fusion to me isn't appropriate, world music to me isn't appropriate, Asian underground doesn't make any sense. None of these categories make any sense to me. I can tell you why. I mean, fusion starts off from the idea that everything is separate. It starts from the notion that you have to contrive to make everything fit together. The way I look at it is that all music is my palette. This notion of world music. Well, world music for me is an excuse for apartheid in record shops. You know, you have segregation going on in a record shop. You walk into a record shop and, you know, you'll see 3 records under Africa, or 4 under Egypt, or 2 under India. And what's that all about? That's about, you know, saying, okay, well, you know, the music everyone's familiar with is white and black music, and everything else is just, well, that's not familiar, and let's stick all that in rock and pop and then create this stupid little section called world music, which is just about marginalization rather than anything. So I'm not really into the idea of world music. This country is becoming more multicultural, it's becoming more pluralistic. So you can't just simply reduce you know, like the role of Asian people who happen to be in this country to something that is, you know, a subversive, cool thing for this year. It's supposed to be about cultural change, and I think, you know, that's why a lot of artists have fallen by the wayside, because they were stuck in this stupid category of Asian underground. You know, whether it was Badmashi Shri, Asian Dove Foundation, Talvin Singh, State of Bengal, all of them got dropped by their labels at one point because of the very fact that, you know, they thought, oh, well, that was last year's thing. Now, you know, that's over. You know, you can't say that about Asian acts. It's a stupid term. So this is what I mean. All these kinds of terminologies that are designed to marginalize artists rather than to be seen as who they are, they worry me a lot. When people talk about national pride, nationality isn't something you've achieved. No one's actually achieved their nationality. So I don't really look at that as the basis on which I want to define myself, you know, in terms of my identity. I look at it as, yeah, part of my personal history is that I have a cultural heritage. I'm proud of, you know, how my parents dealt with their lives. I'm proud of, you know, their ancestry and their history because of the struggle that you know, their ancestors went through. But I mean, to base that purely on nationality is to very much simplify who people are. You know, I can have as much in common with a person in Turkey or Iraq or India or America or Germany or France or Japan as I can with my next door neighbour. It doesn't mean anything. You know, I mean, my next door neighbour may be a member of the BNP. He may want to blow my head off with a shotgun. It doesn't mean I've got a lot in common with him because I happen to be born in the same geographical landmass. 57%, most of the world is Asian, and yet every time an Asian person makes an album, for some reason the main topic of discussion is the fact that they're Asian. Why? Why is that the case? the reason that's the case is because people still haven't got to the point where they can deal with other cultures, people from other cultures, just simply being seen as musicians.